Hello, everyone's. I am here for my review of American Horror Stories Season 2, Episodes 1 and 2. If you are new to my channel, welcome. I am Lady T. I like to do reviews on scripted reality shows, and reactions. If you're returning, you one of my peoples, welcome back. Now, y'all, these two episodes was something else. It's like, episode 2, I was up there like, okay, what if this is happening? What if this is happening? I did. This is like where American Horror Stories used to be. I'm sorry, I'm getting real loud. But episode 1, we in Natchez, Mississippi, 1961, and Kobe, she goes for an interview at the Creepy Man Dollhouse Emporium. That's what I'm gonna call them. Now, even though she is overqualified for the position, she does not get it. Next thing you know, she being knocked out by Creepy Hand, with the Dollhouse Emporium's right hand man. And I'm like, first of all, this is going on at the Creepy Man Dollhouse Emporium in his office. The windows are open in his office, and people are walking by as this young lady is being kidnapped. And I'm like, does nobody notice what's going on? But anyways, then we see an image of this dollhouse with these miniature dolls. And I was like, oh, where are we going with this? Because y'all, certain dolls just creep me out. They really, really do. And then they were showing like how the dolls was made. And it was like, okay, this is really, really creepy. She comes to and he's explaining that this is his private dollhouse. This will be your home for 7 days, or maybe, or give or take. And looking around the room, it's like, okay, it looked like a whole bunch of mannequins going on. So, like, it was like weird, and I was confused. And he has the nerve, gall, and audacity to say that it's quite an honor because the entrances for this pageant was closed last week. And like most people, she's been kidnapped. She's gonna try to run and escape. But like she was running and escaping, but being polite at the same time, and I was like, no, ma'am. Like if he took the time out of his day to set up this interview with you, and to have his right hand man kidnap you and bring you here, surely you wasn't gonna be able to just walk out of the door. And she's trying to get out, like, you can't keep me. You where they was at, it looked like it was no surrounding houses, so nobody was gonna be able to hear you scream at all. So they leave, and this is when the mannequins, you realize that they are kidnapped too. Aurelia, she is mad because no, she ain't been here for all the tests. Other girl's been eliminated. This not fair. I want to be the one to win. This not fair at all. She explains that the creepy man from the creepy man doll emporium kidnapped them, and they have to do certain tasks to become his wife and his son's mama. And if you fail, you will be eliminated in the worst way. Carolyn explains that they've been there for weeks, and we tried every possible way to get out. And like, instead of using up all your energy of trying to get out, girl, just try to finish these tasks. They bring food like once a week for us to eat, so you got to get your strength up. Like, at first I was like, was he kidnapping them who like came to for an interview? But like he was just kidnapping any and every woman he seen. Like, okay, she looked like she fit to be a wife. If you walking down the street, coming for an interview, snatching you up at your bed, you don't even know why you there. It was a lot. So this is when the bell rings, and they was like, okay, you got to get you an outfit, and you got to stand still, and do not move or talk unless he tells you to. So, creepy man from the Dollhouse Emporium, he brings his son Otis to meet the new dolls. And he is very sarcastic, like, yay, it's the happiest day in my life. But he's like, I told you about all that sarcasm. Otis, he is not impressed with clowns. And it was giving off a creepy vibe too, because like you could see her eyes and they was moving, and it was like the mask and everything. And he wasn't really feeling like being a magician either. But when she made that car move, that truck, he was impressed. Now, mind you, this is 1961. We don't have remote control cars at this time. I'm gonna have to move my phone over here so I can see. So I'm gonna be looking to the side a little bit. Now this is when a different type of bell rings. And they have to, I'm gonna put this back up here. They have to set dinner settings. Now I'm talking about some, you gotta have the dinner plate, the salad plate, the bowl all matched up, where the salad fork, the dinner fork, the soup spoon, where it's supposed to go, the napkin fold neatly. I would have been gone because I don't know nothing about that. I use, if I'm eating, I got a fork, and if I'm cutting some, if I'm cutting some chicken or something like that or some fish, I got a knife. That's it. So like trying to get all this stuff together, and then the bride, the little Brad dog, she did not make it, so she was zapped and I guess thrown down the same well. The creepy man from the Dollhouse Emporium's wife and her lover was thrown down because she was over there hunching him. So the next task is ironing. They gotta iron his shirt, put a little smell good on it, make sure it's nice and crisp, and fold it up neatly. Now, Kobe, first of all, these tasks is stressful, and we not having a long enough time to do these tasks. So she accidentally burns back of the shirt, and this man takes that iron and put out your left hand and burns her arm like she was Penny from Good Times, except Penny got her back burnt. I was like, oh my goodness. Like, it's like you want us to doggone it, make the right concoction to smell good, sprinkle it on there, make sure your shirt got just enough starch on it, but not too much where it's gonna walk away. Iron it, make sure you doggone standing there, making it even more anxiety feel. Like, sir, this is when both people skill. When they said that she got a four, she tried to run, and I was like, baby, where you running to? Right hand man is right there, and he get a yeet, and then got to doing that to her. They are told that the last task is tomorrow. And Aurelia is like, look at her. I'm I think my husband walked in like, I'm not about to go out like this. I'm not. So in her desperate mood, she's like, she was gonna shank Kobe. But I guess Kobe sent something and took her little outfit off. And Aurelia came up and got the shanking. But it was a mannequin and they was looking like her like, really? Really? And she was looking like, yes, that's what I did. Okay. So the last three ladies, they decide they gonna use Kobe's powers and they gonna escape. Okay. But Kobe's like, no, I gotta go save Otis. And the other two was like, shoot, deuces to Otis, we need to get him out of here. And Kobe goes to rescue Otis from his creepy daddy. And what did she get in return? Him doggone using that little shocking thing to shock her. I'm like, really? She came over here to save you from your creepy daddy. And you in return shock her. So next thing you know, she's strapped to the table and they pour in what they pour on to make the baby dolls. And they turn her into like a lifestyle baby doll. But like not even a cute one. I'm like, you went out all this way and she looking very, very creepy. Serving y'all tea, stiff as a board. And Otis like, I wish she would talk. It's just like I'm pretty sure she wish she could talk to and everything. So next thing you know, creepy man from the creepy dollhouse emporium, him and right hand man, they done froze. This is when the witches came in. And I was like, see, Kobe had said that, she had these powers since she was little, but she didn't tell her family because, this is the 1960s, and like if you different in any type of way, they gonna think it's demonic and everything else. So this is when the witches come. It's like, Chad, we tried to be here a long time ago, but your spells was very, very weak, and we couldn't find you. So they, you know, get there, take her out, and Kobe was like, can I come with y'all? I don't want to stay here. I was like, she tried to get your tail out the last time, and what did you do? You shocked her. But either way, that creepy man from the Dollhouse Emporium, he already was listening in on them in the first place. And the only reason Kobe won is because she thought of Kobe, and the other two left, and they got unalived by the right hand man. So the two witches, they leave with Kobe and Otis, and with a flick of the finger, creepy man from the Dollhouse Emporium, his right hand man, they burst into flames. And this is when they show welfare. Mrs. Robichaux's school for gifted girls. And Kobe's talking to Otis like, okay, we're gonna say you've been here for a while. Your daddy worked here, and you going to school and working here too. We're not going to school, like you here helping out too. We can't be calling you Otis. What is your middle name? And what does he say? Spalding. I was like, for real, this is baby Spalding? Now, mind you, Dennis O'Hara has played the creepy man from the Dollhouse Emporium. And he does so good at these creepy roles. Like, everything from Russell Harrington. That is not his name. Y'all know who I'm talking. Russell Edgington from True Blood. Creepy all the way. When he played Spalding was creepy all the way. Like, the characters that he plays is just so creepy, and he does it so well. And then a young Myrtle Snow shows up. I was so happy for it, because like we got like a little flashback, a little sprinkle of the coven. But I was like, did she just leave him there and then go about her business, or did she stay there to like work on her powers? I was confused about that, but I was like, okay, I am here for this. Okay, we gonna get some of the people from the original American Horror Story, and we gonna bring them into this. I was like, okay, I'm here for that. So we going on over to episode 2. Now, episode 2, I was all over the place. Mind you, I just got done watching this show maybe like 15 minutes ago. It is fresh on my mind. It was like so many twists and turns. And when I thought it was going one way, it was going this way. When I thought this was happening, it's like, no, it's over here. You looking doggone it 16 steps over there, but it's really 2 paces back this way. It was just so much going on. So we start off with a commercial for the Aura doorbell camera. It's like these days you can't be too safe, because like you just can't, like, somebody knock on your door and open it. You don't know who's on the other side. Now, luckily, me and my husband, we live in an apartment complex now, and you have to have a code to get in. Not just everybody got the same code. No, if you want to get in, and to me, there is a specific code that you have to have, and at the gate, and it'll ring my phone, and I gotta put a code in so you can come in. So I know if my husband is here with me, and ain't nobody called and said I'm on my way, I'm not unlocking that door. I'm not unlocking that. I'm not letting the gate open. Sure, not gonna do that. So we have Jaslyn, played by Gabrielle Sidibe, and her husband Bryce. Like, even though they live in a gated community and they pay their HOA fees to have guards, she still wants to be safe. She survived a home invasion when she was a little girl. Like, the people came in and was like, shh, and then went down the hall and unalived her parents. So like, she's always on guard. Like, but at the same time, she was doing some questionable things in this episode that I did not understand why. I was like, girl, what are you doing? This is stupid. This is not making sense. But we're going to get to that in a little bit. So Jaslyn is sitting at home working on, getting her stuff together because she makes jewelry. And Bryce has to go to work. So she gets a message and there's somebody at the door. I was confused. Like, why are you sitting in the house and it's almost pitch? Like, you have one light on in this house. Like, girl, what is going on? Then you go to the door and open the door and go outside and look. Ma'am, ain't you supposed to be scared? Then you go out to the garbage to go investigate the noise. There's a noise outside. There's just a noise outside. I'm not going to go investigate. I'm not going to go outside and investigate. But if I hear somebody outside yelling and cussing and fussing, I will go outside and peep. Like the other day, like last week, I couldn't even enjoy watching a Married at First Sight because somebody got stopped by the police and there was some people outside being nosy and I wanted to know what was going on. I was not about to go outside to see what was going on. I was going, that's distance being nosy. I will stay in my blinds and look out and see what's going on and try to hear. But I'm not about to go outside and investigate. No. So I was trying to figure out why was she going outside to investigate. Then, she comes back in and some dude at the door talking about some Jaslyn. First of all, how you know my name? We just moved into this community. We don't even know our next door neighbor's name for real, for real. Maybe the man across the street because he came into play. But how you know my name? Like, what's good? What's going on? That's where I was at. This is when he started saying, Jaslyn, Jaslyn, open the door. And like, he done made a little song into it. Jaslyn, Jaslyn, open the door. But like in a creepy way. I don't know if that was in or out, but either way, at one point, he made a little song, a little ditty, trying to get her attention. Now, she calls police. This is when the neighbor shows up. He happens to have a doorbell camera, and it happened to, shoot right across the street to their house. And there is nothing on the camera. They see her, the little incident with the raccoon when she was going to investigate strange noises, the police showing up, and, the neighbors coming out to see what is going on. They don't see anything on the camera. And this is when I was like, the husband and the neighbor, they in on it. Don't know what they got going on, but they trying to make this woman lose her mind because clearly it was on her phone. But when she goes outside, there's nobody there. And the neighbor across the street, there's nothing on his camera. Excuse me. Bryce thinks that their device is hacked because the only time the creepy dude shows up is on the app that he is never at the door. And I was like, that is one reason why I was like, I'm kind of worried about like the doorbell cameras because like anything electronic, it seemed like people were like hacking it for their own, keys and all that other stuff. So it's like I would like one so I could see who was at my door. But like, that was when I was living in the house. But I was like, then somebody mess around and hacks it. I don't know what's going on. Now, yeah, when I tell you I almost jumped out of my skin and my whole leg shot up when she opened her camera and she seen that creepy dude like behind her and she turned around and he wasn't there. But this is when she get to doing some what are we doing? Like, where are we going? You've been scared. You've been having this person come to your doorbell. He's wanting to get inside the house. He's making little songs about you. Why are you going to go find out where this man is and what he been doing? She done went out to like, this look like she in the country. Like, this the only house out in the country for a good doggone 16 minutes. To go to this man's sister's house and lie about, oh, I'm with, the high school alumni team and we're going to make sure that everybody who worked at the school at that time and the students come together and all that other stuff. And the sister's like, I don't know where my brother is. I ain't seen him in a while, but he was all into computers, this, that, and the third, A, B, C, and the D. You in this woman's house, looking through this woman's stuff. I knew that woman was gonna bop you over the head and talk about some. Come out, Jimmy. She finally showed up. Like, this is where my mind was going. I was like, all kind of thoughts was going on in my head. Like, you were so scared about this man showing up at your house that you went to go find him? So she tells her husband, yes, I did. Wait a minute. Oh, yeah. She tells her, yeah, I would. She tells her husband, Bryce, that, yes, I went out there to go find him. And this is when I was like, what if this is that man's grandson or the man's son, and you know she's trying to like like to get back at her because when she was in high school, I think I like oh was that she had said when she was in high school that looked like the janitor from high school, and she was being nice to the janitor to make her friends laugh, and he kind of came obsessed with her, like leaving little notes and all that stuff, and always looking at her all creepily. Okay, where we at? Okay. So I was like, what if that's his grandson? Or like he like went away for jail because of like he was being creepy towards her and he ain't had no money to pay help his family. So his like son or grandson is like getting back at her. I was like, what if that's it? Because my I'm always thinking like the what if like who's really up to something, who really did something. So creepy dude shows back up and was like, let me in, and she lets him in. And he says, I'm sorry because I convinced myself that I was in love with you. And she said, I'm sorry too. We was mean to you in high school. And he started to cry and blood was coming out. And they say, poof, he disintegrated. Then like next thing you know, she's on TV and they're talking about the janitor had been missing for 2 years and they have found his body. I was like, okay, now then I was like, okay, what's really going on? How long have they been together? Like my mind was swirling even more and more at this time. Now there's this woman who shows up. She's scared because she don't know where she's at. And she's like, I was at this park and I'm so confused. I don't know what's going on. And Jasmine goes to the park to investigate. I was like, she is one investigating girl. And she finds out the lady passed away in 2012. This is when she has convinced herself that lady wasn't here for me because I don't know who she is. She's here for you. Janitor dude, he came, he wanted to come in, he said his piece, and he went on. She's here for you. Who was this lady? What she got to do with it? And he was like, at first, he's like, I don't know who she is. And he was like, that was my fiance. And he says, I broke up with her. We was at the park. I broke up with her and left her at the park. The truth is, because like then like he's like, is she here? She holding a baby. She's like, this is your son. And I'm like, what he do? Come to find out, they was arguing because she was pregnant, and he did not want her to be pregnant. So as they was fighting, she ended up getting hit by another car. That car split off, and he was like, help, help. You could say, I called for help, and nobody came. This man went over there and put his foot on her neck and doggone broke it. And he's like, Jazz, it was a baby. That wasn't in the plan. What else was I supposed to do? Like, not that. There is plenty of things that you could have done, and that was not one of them. Then he goes to get a high poker and like he finna take Jazz and like Jazz went out. Next thing you know, he get the call for them bleeding and whatnot, and he disintegrates. And I'm like, I'm confused. Because what caused him to disintegrate? Did the lady from the great beyond do it? This is when I was really, really, really getting confused. I was like, what caused this to happen to him? Because we seen this same thing happen to the janitor. So I don't know what happened to him. If y'all watch this and y'all know, please drop it in the comment section below. Now we are 3 months later, and Jaslyn has moved into an apartment somewhere else. Like, I'm not going to stay at that house. And her, like, the maintenance man was like, yeah, I put your new aura on your door. She's like, I didn't ask for that. He's like, oh, everyone gets one. It's free. It helps on the insurance. And sure enough, Bryce come banging on the door. You my wife, I'm your husband. he's banging. It's like, it was like the device lets you connect with the people who have gone on and who are no longer here. It's like the things that the people who be going out looking for ghosts, whatever that emits, this device admits to, or something like that. When I tell you, it was so many twists and turns, and I did not think that was it. I convinced myself it was the husband and the next door neighbor. Then I was like, no, that can't be. Like, my mind was just going everywhere. So y'all, that was a just. If I love anything, God bought me, leave a comment below. If you are new to my channel, welcome. Feel free to subscribe. It is free all day, every day for $99. Make sure your notifications are on to my beautiful Facebook of a video. You can click on it, you can like it, and share with your people, and you can go over and be one of my people. If you're already one of my peoples, oh, welcome back. Y'all know what to do. Tell your people to tell their people come over and be one of my people by clicking that icon above. This is Lady D signing off. Have a good one.